Ladies and gentlemen, we've got more Age of Mythology Retold right here, spawning in the blue color. Playing as Ra, this is Pato. On the other side, we have got our Greek player El Matador playing as Zeus. So both main gods of each pantheon are around in Age of Mythology Retold, and now we're back to good frame rates, because the beginning is wonky like that. Yeah, the frames, they die whenever I start a new spectated match. However, it stabilizes after a few seconds. It's weird. There's no reason for it. I'm running the game at 120 FPS now, so... Anyway. Yeah, we've got a pretty good setup in terms of gold mines. I don't think you want to be rushing this as the Greek. Although, if you get to lodge your Athena infantry and archers over here, and then you have restoration available, you could do a lot of damage. So we'll see how well Pato can sort himself out here. Let's reveal the map. It's Marsh. And Marsh is special because it has 5 relics, I think. Yeah, it seems to be 5. One of them is Hermes' winged sandals for hero speed. Then we've got the flagstone of Buchan, which makes gates free. It's not as interesting. We got the adamantine shingles, get away text. We got the adamantine shingles, which increase house hit points. And then we've got the scarab pendant, which increases siege weapon against building damage. Sorry, all action damage. It's all crush damages of siege weapons and scarabs get increased. Only scarabs? What about behemoths? What? Don't count, I guess. Gugnir, Odin Spear for infantry melee attacks. Now, build order wise, we're gonna have a pretty quick classical age here from Pato supposedly. This monument is beautifully empowering the mining camp, as well as the granary, as well as the town center should that be needed at some later point, plus the temple as well. But it's at the rate of a priest rather than at the rate of the pharaoh. And once again, we're having a complete breakdown of the game. Sorry. I'm not doing this, I swear. Our Greek player is a little bit less organized and doesn't appear to be having a temple just yet. Even though he has been having the resources for that for a long time. Only now is he shifting over to it. And I think that might cost him a little bit of advance time. However, going for the front hunt does mean that you add a lot of walking time to these villagers and your advance time will be delayed. So unless Ra really does something with this early temple, which it doesn't look to be the case, considering the super early time it was built, I think you should have gotten away with a second monument at that point when you're not rushing for the classical age advance. It's still gonna be a tasty 5-minute-ish advance, I think. Maybe a 4:45. 4:30? Yeah, 4:30 for our Ra. Oh, he canceled the villager. Okay. For the faster Ptah. Maybe the shifting sands can do something. Maybe it's just, however, for the second town center. We are about to find out. There's not many people on gold right now. So we would need to see a transition. That's a lot of food to be gathering for going a second TC right now. So I'm assuming that's not it. But with Ptah, you know, you're not gonna be... Monkeys. Golden monkeys. Oh yeah. So there were 6 relics, excuse me. I said 5. But yeah, schools of Cercopes, I guess that's how you pronounce that, spawns monkeys, and they're pretty good, and they're high in number now, unlike in the original edition, so this is a pretty big deal. Although in the archaic age, they're gonna be nerfed. El Matador is gonna be reaching classical through Athena, and has a relatively spread out economy, which is good. I don't think it's gonna be for a TC. I think you wanna slap down a bunch of military buildings here, but you know, wait a little bit longer and maybe that's turning into a TC, but no. It's gonna be a stable. Very interesting to see that. I did not expect a stable for sure. And it looks like our Egyptian player is just happily gathering food out here with the empowerment of the priest. At this point, I would say the Pharaoh should empower the mining camp, but... Well, the priest should have done that and the Pharaoh comes out here. I don't know. But it will be a fast heroic, for sure. A pretty naked one at that. With just a armory? Yeah, it could be armory, could be a market if you want, but that's an armory. Minotaur gets the kills. And there's no other building other than this one stable. What is going on the Greek side of things here? Several relics are being brought back home. The Scarab Pendant and the Adamantine Shingles are fantastic relics for sure. Especially the Adamantine Shingles, hopefully able to tank some damage against a tornado in the future. Can be pretty useful, but yeah, Egyptians will typically not be going after houses any other way. Next relic will be Grugnir Odin's Spear. I just don't know about this Hippikons business, guys. The spearmen have been so heavily buffed. Does this really do anything? All the Ra needs to do is make one barracks in the empowerment range of this monument. Or another one. And you can pretty much deal with any amount of Hippikons. They're just not that good. They get a little bonus damage against archers, of course, but you won't be making archers for a long, long time. And then there's things like the Vajet, which can poison these things. So much poison damage coming through on the Hippikons right now. And I'm assuming Heroic Age for our Egyptian player, indeed. That is going to be through Sekhmet. Definitely my recommendation there. But what is the idea with Sekhmet? I don't have a lot of food, so... A Shifting Sands with Scarabs wouldn't be the best. There's already 2 heroes here anyway. There's the Bolt God Power. Restoration is if super necessary, could be used. And yeah, Amatador picked up all the relics. So forward, Migdol Stronghold to secure the close by gold mine is a good idea. But it's gonna be just a pretty standard game, I think. No extra stuff being done. Now, don't get me wrong, Sekhmet has great consequences for the long term. If you can get the siege weapon upgrade, which has a new name and I don't remember it, that one buffs your siege towers and your catapults both. It's a pretty big deal for the long term. Highly would recommend that. Monkeys are back. Wait, these Cav are not getting anything done. Our Greek player is now going for the second town center in the back. It will be a very long time until the Heroic Age. That's a second stable. Gonna go up against the double bonus damage against cavalry camel riders. So, compositionally speaking, that's gonna be ugly. If you could go to the Heroic Age, however, and swap to Prodromos, now then we're talking, because guess what? Both the Camel Rider and the Chariot Archer count as cavalry. And of course the Elephants count as cavalry too. So Prodromos counters the entire Migdol Stronghold roster. It's pretty powerful, that. Did not used to be that way. Prodromos used to get wrecked by chariots, but no more. That got turned around. Overall, pretty peaceful game. Not much of a muchness happening. We can take a look at the unit upgrades across the board for the villagers of Matador. We've got hand axe, pickaxe, husbandry. Then on the Egyptian side, we have only pickaxe. Surprisingly no hand axe, but then again, nobody is gathering wood. So this must be a faster mythic after enough units have been made. Oh, we do have the second scarab, okay. Are they, Oh, the monkey is here, don't tell anyone. Shh. Quiet. Everybody will go there. No? I guess I'm wrong. That's the sneakiest monkey ever, though. Such a big threat. All you gotta do is get these Hippos to attack your TC. I don't know. It's a fine loss if in exchange you get all these villagers, the town center, or let alone this town center and all the villagers. That would be devastating to our Greek player. Bolt has been used on one of the scraps. And my analysis is completely incorrect. Aww. I really wanted him to go for it. Especially while these Hippikons are out of position. They're getting really high in numbers though. That matters. Bunch of farms have been placed and rain has been cast. We're talking about 9 farms here. The villagers do not have plow. A great sin has been committed. This is also not being empowered because the priest is just not very interested in committing to society. Contributing, I mean. And these Hippos are once again out of position. The heroes are toast. How are these gonna deal with the Scarab and the Vadget? They're not even getting a good surround on the army. The camel riders are doing pretty well for themselves, but the restoration is so good. Everybody back to full health. The cavalry have died. There's once again no spearmen alongside these. The explosion damage from the Scarab did something, but it wasn't that much. So yeah, really good job there with the Hippos getting an efficient trade. I think maybe the restoration would have been unnecessary though. Could just run away from this if he really wanted to go heroic, get the healing temple and let that sort things out. But oh, healing temple is so cheap, by the way, guys. You really gotta think about it, I think. Bunch of cavalry being remade, lots of Hippos getting spammed. This is an all-out cavalry war. I don't think they're that good, but hey, if you're making them anyway, then you might as well put them to use. And this idle time is good use. That previous engagement was a good use. This little raid is a good use. It all adds up. So even though the unit isn't the best once facing off the much cheaper spearman, so far so good for El Matador. I think this specific fight wasn't the best for him though. He definitely cannot re-engage now. But guess what? A Greek player has a little bit too much food. I think it's time to transfer as many villagers as possible to gold, including these hunters. It's no longer necessary. Or just stop a little bit of the Hippos production. Actually go to the heroic age, because we've been waiting for this. And you know what would really help against all these armies? Manticores. Get out 2 or 3 manticores, and suddenly chariot archers and camel riders alike are not gonna have a great time anymore. Especially during the special attacks. You would get underworld passage, potentially leading to gold control situations, where you could, I don't know, have one here and have one here and just pop between them with a superior army. But now that the Hippikons have been sacrificed before a time when we're going heroic, I don't know about that. Like, you know, when they're already weak, just go home, get them healed up at the temple, once you're heroic, that is. Get heavy cavalry, get bronze armor, and then re-engage. I think that would be better. Maybe add Prodromos. Prodromos would help a lot. No doubt. But it seems El Matador prefers to spend all his resources. Now, finally clicking up to heroic through Dionysus. So we're gonna have super horses. Well, not super, we don't have Hermes right now. That was an Athena advance. What did they change with the spearmen? They now have more bonus damage against cavalry. So they used to have 10% bonus damage and now they receive 75. It's a huge buff to spearmen. They're the same cost, same base stats ish. You wanna know what that snack is called? It's called the Vadget. What is healing temple is asking Strausshaus in the chat. I'm insulted. Have you never watched my streams before? Strausshaus, you're a VIP. And you're trolling me. And now I sound stupid. Great. Anyway. Double market coming up for El Matador as well. It's also really good for business. Trading's open. Dizzy is getting added in instantly. He's now the H3 hero. Gonna be important to take out these Mythonians, of course. But yeah, heavy cavalry as soon as possible, please. And it's coming. I'd like to see not Hippikons now, but Prodromos, and absolutely crush this. Heavy Prodromos. It's not even gonna be close. Like, sure, these are also heavy camels. But I think our Greek player is in a much better position. He's gonna get heavy cavalry, which has been made a lot cheaper, by the way. 150 food. That's totally worth it, guys. We've got the Hydra coming in as well. Bronze is going to be huge when it happens. We've got heavy cavalry now. A bunch of the first Prodromos should also be joining. Heavy got the trade going as well. Not yet, but we're about to see the biggest fight so far. It's time for bronze. And everybody's bronze except the heroes, I'm pretty sure. These Hippikons, Hippeos have 60% hack armor, 73% pierce. Against the 24% hack armor of the camel riders. They are gonna have a pretty good time, these Hippikons are. And the Prodromos are now in as well. The Hydra is eating well. Got 3 heads already. It's time for 4 head. Let me see it in the chat, that 4 head. The entire Egyptian army has evaporated. You have to run from bronze. This thing is insanely powerful. As much as I'd like to see it on heroes, maybe it's for the best that it's not happening. Jesus Christ. Hydra has 4 heads. The time has come. The horses are pushing him around though. What the hell? Alright, so that's a lot of bonk damage now getting delivered. You can see the damage increasing with each head. It's got 60 crush damage. That is absolutely nuts. Eating the monkeys. Even that is gonna give it some XP. I wish we had an XP bar on this thing so we could see how much left for the next head. That would be so nice. Maybe in Age of Mythology 2. Greek player on 3 town centers having time of his life with 100 villagers, a functioning trade route, and now looking to take down this Migdor stronghold. It's a little bit too late, I think, Pato, for your spearmen. It's been a good run, but now the horses are inside your base. Oh no, the Hydra is gonna get the business. It's not regenerating yet. You gotta get an upgrade for that thing. Hopefully we'll get to see it. Oh my god, 5 head. 5 head. 75 crush attack. 150 hack. This is bonkers. Somebody ring the alarm bells. How much are these caravans bringing home? 67? Huh? Okay, to be fair, you could really put them here. Anyways, Pato's toast. El Matador has played this very, very nicely, and what a crushing defeat for Pato, thinking, oh, I made the counter cavalry unit, why aren't they winning? Well, you didn't have the numbers, good sir, and you've been shown the door, especially with that bronze god power. Jesus Christ, you cannot fight bronze in any reasonable engagement. You gotta have walls to protect yourself against that kind of thing. And then a lot of counter units, and hopefully more walls behind that. Jeez. Well, for the YouTube peoples, really hope you had fun with that. Make sure to like and subscribe. Twitch you can follow if you haven't already. And we're off to the next adventure here on the live stream.